that is like such a powerful journey. And I know you mentioned that to me at one point that you actually used antidepressants as part of your recovery journey. And
As did I.
As did you.
Oh,
okay, I actually didn't know that either.
Yes.
Okay, so both. Do tell, Amy, please.
Yeah, so again, the East meets West approach. I went to this homeopathic doctor that got me on the acupuncture, and I love acupuncture as a modality. It really did help, you know, bring energy to my gut when it was really in need of healing. And my mental health did take a dive when I was going through this. It's your second brain, so I definitely believe they're connected. I was pretty low, pretty down. I didn't get on the antidepressant for my mental health. I got on it because my Western doctor was really amazing in knowing that my nerves needed to be repaired. So my nerves were overactive. Anytime I ate, whether it was my brain saying, I'm nervous, what's gonna happen, or just the triggering that had been overactive, we're now repairing my gut with the use of an antidepressant. So it's an off-label use of that antidepressant, but I'm on a very low dose of it. I'll be on it for a year to help just repair those nerves down there so that they're not always telling my body like, eliminate, you know?
Yeah.
Which I think is so fascinating. I also did a whole breathwork workshop through my Western doctor, through Cedars, and it was a group meeting that all of us had different reasons for being there, but we learned breath techniques to help our bodies just calm down, which I thought was really cool that modern medicine is including.
I'm surprised.
I am shocked. I was blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, finally, we're seeing that the mind-body connection is real and we're treating it as such. So that was really impressive. But tell me about yours as well.
So this was on like the passing of my father, and so kind of like yours, where my doctor was telling me the gut-brain connection, and I was like, I don't need antidepressants. I know why I'm depressed.
Yeah.
So, but he was like, no, it's really for this, and so don't look at it as if I'm trying to treat, these, pain of grief. He's like, I'm not. So I obliged and did it for, I think, 6-ish months until I literally couldn't do it anymore. It had too many side effects for me. It was not as helpful as actually it wasn't as helpful for my mental health as it would have been if I maybe continued for my gut health. So I decided to stop that, and then that's when I learned to do more elimination and do the no meat, and that's really the only thing that's helped me. So
Yeah, it's such a personal journey.
it is a personal journey. It's not one size fits all, but I definitely tried the acupuncture as well, and that did help. That did help. I did that for a year, and so that was really, really beneficial. And no breath work, but that would have been cool.
Yeah.
To adopt that now. But it's a constant journey, as I'm sure you're aware. It's literally every day. Like I had little tummy issues this morning, right? So it's like it's constant.
It is. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm even 100% out of the woods yet. I'm not waking up with nausea at 4 a.m., so that's definitely big strides. I'm much more regular than I've ever been, so I'm grateful for that.
Oh, that is one big thing.
It really is. It's
pay
huge.
attention, and you're like, you have to.
Yes.
Because if not,
You do have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
You're not like, I would literally look like this.
Yeah.
I would wake up at 4 a.m. same and be like, why does my stomach look like this? Like, so you have to be on top of your game.
I know. And the breath work really helped me though, because now in the morning, I used to listen to a guided meditation, I'll just sit and breathe into my stomach and make it as big as I can, like blow it up like a balloon and just bring energy and life and air to my belly. And that's kind of, my belly breathing has become my morning meditation practice, which has been really lovely. It's just a good anchor point.
Yeah. Get a few tips from you on
Yay.
Yeah.
We're here to share and learn.
It's so interesting, like, all of us having such different journeys. And I also was diagnosed with SIBO around the same time you were, last year.
December for me it was, yeah.
And I ended up doing a colonoscopy because I was having anemia, and they were trying to figure out, like, where is this coming from? Do you have bleeding in the gut? What's going on? And I actually didn't end up treating the SIBO. Like, I got the whole cookbook, and I kind of started doing the research. But just in terms of what I was dealing with my life at the time, I was like, I'm not in a place right now to like go through this. And I know from my previous experiences with like fasting and diet changes and things like that, that for me it brings up a lot emotionally, because we use food to cope and for comfort. And so when you remove some of those devices, then all of a sudden you're confronted with like all the feelings, right? And the breath is the same way. I will find that I hold my breath a lot of the time, and I have to consciously breathe and allow myself to feel my feelings in my body. And so I ended up doing this colonoscopy to kind of like check things out. And I swear that doing the whole cleansing aspect of that just kind of cleared things out. I also did a whole bunch of like a parasite cleanse and like raw garlic and lemon and papaya seeds. And I just was like downing all that stuff for a little while before I ended up doing the colonoscopy. And things have like really shifted and improved for me with the symptoms. So I haven't retested to see like where I'm at, but I really haven't been struggling or suffering with it. And then interestingly, like you guys both have gone more plant-based and cut out meat, and I eat heavily plant-based, like produce-based, and I try to kind of minimize grains. And but I feel like I really need protein in my diet, and the times in my life when I've tried to cut back or cut out meat, I actually tend to like gain weight and feel tired and feel like I'm always hungry and
Carb heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's so fascinating how different all these journeys can be.
Oh yeah, like you said, there's no one size fits all, and every single body is so different. And that's the tough thing about eating. We want to eat intuitively, but we can't really take advice from one another on this. It really is like, learn a little bit, take what works, but leave the rest, because what I'm saying might not be right for you. So we can just give little tidbits and hope that something in there.
Different for everyone too, right? So.
Well, and one of the things I love, like before we start our shoots, we do a little Kundalini meditation. I'm a Kundalini yoga instructor, and our DP Octavia has practiced Kundalini for years, and she actually initiates and leads the charge on that, which I love.
So grateful for.
Yes, we are.
So lovely.
But one of my favorite sort of principles or ideas from Kundalini is Sat Nam, truth is my identity. And you know, one of the things that was emphasized going through Kundalini teacher training is this whole idea that like we each have our individual truth, like we're talking about here, and that it's really about discernment and being able to honor and discern what is your own truth and own that and act accordingly. And it's so powerful because intuitive eating is exactly that. Like I have to do what's right for me, and that may also change and evolve as we continue to move forward through life.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because right before I went plant-based, I was eating, it was called 8 constitutional acupuncture. And that theory is that there's 8 body constitutions. Some people are suited for plant-based life. Some people need more. For me, he told me to eat cow products, cows, milk, steak, that kind of thing. And so I was eating cheese and meat before I went completely plant-based. Again, I was getting various results with that. So I just decided I'm gonna go heavy on the plant-based. It was based on a book I read. I adopted that information, and then it just went philosophically for me into veganism, the whole animal welfare, factory farming. I could go deep, but it kind of spiraled, and that all just reassured my decision. And then the results are that my body is adapting well to it. So I've played with many things over the year. I've done keto, I've done the alkaline diet. I've tried lots of different things just to see, just as my own experiment, how does this work for me? And that's where I've landed now. So I never like to say like this is forever. I don't know.
Figured it all out.
Yeah, I've figured it out.
Answer to life.
Yeah, because our bodies change and they grow and our needs change too. So the door is open for that adaptation when needed.
I love that. So let's talk a little bit about what you're currently passionate about, what you're currently working on, and just kind of share with our audience what that is.
Yes, my current passion project, I am elated about it. I'm doing the really hard work of taking that 5 years of research from Spectrum News and putting it in a book. My dream, which will come to light very soon as I can actually sit down and put it all into practice, is to bring a guidebook of LA, what's good LA, so that when you come here, if you want to get dialed into philanthropy, businesses to support good people out there, it will be in a tangible guidebook for you. Ooh, yay! Yay! So I really just want people to know where to go, because it can take a long time to sift through all that information, and I've done the research, so it's here, it's ready to go. And these businesses need our love and support, and so do these nonprofits. And if you're coming here to visit, you might as well see it in a different light, see it like the locals do, and volunteer somewhere while you're here, because there's a lot of good happening in this really beautiful city. So I am spending all my free time doing that, and hopefully by the end of the year, not this year, but February is my goal of having it done, and then the whole process continues with copy editing and everything. But
amazing.
Yeah,
that's so exciting. Is there anything that you would like to share about that we haven't really touched upon, or anything that kind of came to mind that you'd like to share with the audience?
No, I think we really touched on a lot. I would just add that mental health is very tied to our activities, what we do, what we focus on. That goes to your creativity and how you're eating. And so if a certain way makes you feel good, just follow that, you know, follow your own intuition when it comes to that, and do what you need to do to keep your spirits and your vibes high.
Yeah, well, and I just want to like kind of put a button on the interconnectedness of when we do that, then we also raise each other up.
Absolutely.
And how beautiful that is. I know you raise me up, you raise me up,
Yes.
and I'm just so grateful to be sharing this with everybody else and hope that it does you a lot of good. So on that note, do you have any websites or any links or anything you want to share?
I'm on social media at Amy Paffrath, so hopefully you can read it because that's a tricky name. But
Yeah, we'll put it in the description below. All right, so follow Amy and feel free to reach out to her if you feel inspired. And thank you for tuning in with us today here on Dancing in the Kitchen.
Bye.
Dance, dance, dance.